Have you ever seen how a short time of strong anger can do more harm more than you thought possible? Picture this at the right time, how long it takes to snap your fingers. There can be trouble in partnerships, and bad days can happen. Doesn't it surprise you how strong and possibly dangerous one moment of anger can be? But what if I told you that the same strong force, when understood and used correctly, can turn into a powerful tool to get stronger and grow as a person? Today we'll learn a lot about the very old but still very important world of Stoicism. It's not just about getting through hard times, but changing how we deal with them for more peace and clarity. I want you all to take part. During this talk, review below, together with your ideas and events relating to anger. How honest are you to looking into Stoic ways to control your feelings? If you want to grow, who likes to be pushed your own limits of what you can understand? Make sure you sign up, share, and like this video. Get the word out. Help other people. Find out how powerful Stoicism can be. Watch out for more. Even more so, if you have doubts about what Stoicism can do for you, there are lots of useful ideas in this movie that might make you change your mind. We'll look into it together. Not just the idea, but how Stoicism can be used in real life in controlling your anger based on real events and tips that can be used. It says that it to be an educational experience, so stay tuned until the end, that you fully understand of how to change anger from an urge to do harm into a force that does good. Allow us to begin. When all of a sudden found yourself in the middle of a violent fight, heart beating and words coming out of my mouth that you right away wish you could take back? At that time, that temper tantrum, it seems to appear out of thin air, right? It's like a switch goes off inside us. For a moment, everything is fine, and the next we're being carried away by a wave of feeling so strong it can feel like it's out of control. I like this. To name the angry outburst a quick ending that can mess up more than just your day, but maybe even your life. Remember the last time this anger hit you all at once. It could have been a fight with a friend or being upset at work. We've all been through it. It's not enough to just feel angry. It's a complicated answer that can make you do things you'll later regret, and words that hurt. And let's be honest, it often leaves a track, causing damage in its wake from relationships that were tense due to missed chances to help you understand and linking up. But what if I told you there is another way to deal with this surge? This is where the smart of Stoicism comes into play. What Stoics teach us that we might not be able to handle more than every event we face, but we can choose how to react. You don't have to hold back your anger or acting like it doesn't exist. This is about recognizing during that moment of eruption and going in a different direction. Stoicism helps us in many ways. To stop and think instead of react, it helps us understand anger. Being aware through a lens and understanding, why am I mad? What caused this reaction? Through these inquiries, we're getting back our power from our quick responses and start taking charge of our feelings instead of negatively. This method doesn't decrease the truth of our feelings, but gives us power to handle them in a clear way, and power. It has to do with changing what looks like an explosion that can't be stopped into a choice moment. Whenever you feel angry, remember, this is more than just an emotional reaction. It's a chance to improve, to show the strong qualities of mind and courage, truth, bravery, and moderation. Stoicism is an old way of thinking. For a long time, all through the years, gives a unique lens by which we can see how we feel, especially those that are as volatile and strong as anger. What do the Stoics say about being angry? Plain words. They think anger comes not from events in other places we go through, but based on our own opinions and how people felt about those events. You may be thinking now, what does that help me when I am really mad? Stoicism says that seeing this is the key, that we are able to question and change how we respond right away. As an example, when someone inside the queue cuts you off, your first thought might be anger. Your heart starts beating fast. You could yell or point at the other driver, and you're not feeling well. For the next few hours. But here's the serious twist. Instead of giving in to anger, you take a break. You think about what made you mad. Is it really because of the other driver? Or is it because you've let them do what they did? To make you feel bad? These thoughts is at the heart of the calm way of dealing with anger. You have to take a step back and ask, what do I have power over? The traffic is out of your hands, the other driver, or even the fact that you were cut off, but you can choose how to react. This doesn't mean you don't feel the rush of feeling. It means you agree with it and then pick not to let it control what you do. What Stoicism teaches us how our feelings work. Anger. There should be signs but not tyrants. They let us know that something is taking place that could need our attention. They should not take us away, though, into acting in a reactive way. When we think about anger, through this somber lens, it's not as much about holding back anger, and more on how to handle it. It's not stopping since you're not denying it or not caring about how you feel. You are recognizing them, analyzing them, and then making a mindful choice about what to do next. This point of view makes you feel very strong. Think about it. If you can get good at this stubborn habit, what number of times would make you feel better? How much better it works? How could your message be? How much more peace could you bring into your life? As we continue to talk about this, I want you to think about the idea of Stoics that virtue is the only good. This doesn't just mean having good morals, but means the idea of living in line with sense and smarts, most of all in the face of feelings like anger in an effort to be good. We can change anger that could be harmful into answers that are helpful that go with our most important goals as we break these ideas down. Don't forget that Stoicism isn't just about getting through life's problems, it's about getting through them well, by harnessing our own inner strength and knowledge. Managing your anger, that doesn't mean we never get mad. Instead, it's about how we handle our reaction. When that feeling comes up, here is a plan. You can grow things with a more steady response whenever you feel like it to let anger drive first things first. Detect the start of anger. This is important. What Stoicism teaches us to pay attention to how we feel inside. Take note of when your body starts to show signs of being mad. Your heartbeat might speed up. You take short breaths. Or your hands start to get tight. These are signs from your body letting you know that it's time to step in. Once you know these signs, the next thing to do is to stop. This is where the power is to be silent. Really shines Julius Caesar, ruler and philosopher, who was very calm, stressed how important it is to pause to split up our first thoughts from the things we do on purpose. When you pause, you give yourself. Taking a step back from the right now. How you feel about it. It doesn't have to be long sometimes. Not even a second can really make a difference. During this break, do some thoughtful thinking. Ask yourself, what's making you mad? Are you upset because your hopes weren't met? Is it because you think they pushed you? Figuring out the why you're mad can help you get to the bottom of the problem instead of just the signs. In this step, you'll answer with cause, then acting based on how you feel. Now let's talk about a second look. What was going on? That is a classic Stoic way to act. This means changing how the event is seen. Those things made you angry, as an example, if someone has done a way that makes you mad, rather than seeing it as an attack on the person. Think about other possible theories. Maybe they're having a bad day. Or they don't know of the results of what they did with this change in view, which can greatly lower the level of your anger. One more useful step is to pay attention to what you can change. Stoicism makes a clear distinction between what we have power over what's not. You can't handle it. What other people do, the past, or the fact that some things took place already. But you can choose how to react. Your ideas and what you'll do from now on, paying attention to these things, lessens the feeling of hopelessness, torment, and anger which often make people angry. Using methods to calm down is also important. After you've stopped and thought about it, use methods like taking deep breaths, count to 10, or even moving away. If you can, get away from the situation using these ways. Do more than just cool you down. They're about giving time to use your logical mind to get back in charge of your feelings. Lastly, do regular reflection. Stoicism isn't just about how you act. Right now, it's also about getting ready for problems in the future. Often think about your day, or how you reacted because of some situations. What made you so angry? How did you deal with it? How could you do it better next time? That is still happening makes you stronger and gives you with better plans for success, ways to deal with anger by adding these steps together in your everyday life. You line up better. Based on Stoic ideas, changing every angry outburst turn into a chance for growth and understanding. Remember, the aim isn't to get rid of all anger, but to get good at it in that way. It doesn't have any more power over you. Every move you make is a step towards not just more peace, but also a better grasp of and better ways to live. Let's look into it more. Look at what we can do to use Stoicism in particular when you want to change things. How we feel when we're angry, turn chances into for growth and thought. Stoicism isn't just about being tough. Passivity and anger, it has to do with intentionally converting it turn into something useful. One of the most strength-building Stoic ideals are the idea of using all the problems with the goal of being good. Anger is just like any other problem, helps us learn to be patient, bravery, and smarts when you start to get angry. Ask yourself, what do I learn from being angry? It might be telling you where your hopes are, could not be realistic, or where you might need to become more empathetic, as an example. Think about a situation at work where you feel over and over annoyed by what a coworker did. Instead of letting this grow, turned into anger or sudden fits of anger. This can help you be more calm. Every case can be a moment to learn to be patient, to talk to someone your thoughts in a healthy way, or to make stronger, setting clear lines. In this case, anger is a sign that something needs your help. Maybe a part of your own ways to respond that you can make better and better. Besides that, changing anger, focusing on a chance means not just on keeping tempers in check, but also on growing a deep sense of peace that comes from being quiet and accepting. Acceptance does not mean giving up. Knowing what it means and getting used to the way things are when you agree that some things are out of your control, like what other people do, or life's unexpected turns of events. You set yourself free from the weight to try to make things happen to be unique. This agreeance, a big difference. Calm down angry feelings. Another useful way in order to show Stoicism. This is by what Marcus Aurelius named turning the problem on its side. Every time you face with something that makes you mad, there is a chance to change the course of events and get something out, good things from it. This might be learning to make your message clearer, setting goals that are more realistic, or even just getting it that hurt you more deeply. Every time I get mad can be turned over to see a lesson or a place to step to get better at self-mastery. Stoic behavior also involves thinking about on the passing away of how we feel. The anger is strong and takes over when it hits, but it goes by like everything else. Just to remind yourself of this can help calm you down when you're angry. You can tell yourself, this too shall pass. Pay attention to keeping your cool. Right now, being aware of the heat of your anger will get less over time. Lastly, teach other people these things. Stoicism teaches us that is not just for your own good, but should be shared by talking about how you made a bad situation better, turned into a chance to learn. You can help other people, new way to look at their problems. This not only boosts your own learning, but also goes out the good for more than yourself, making personal growth happen into shared knowledge. So that as we go about our days, let's look at each event that makes you angry as a chance to use Stoic teachings to become more good and to help make things more logical, put together world. It's about taking it, those times when you were mad, and making them different into something that not only makes our lives better, but also the lives of those close to us. Stoicism can give you power. More than that, taking care of our anger. It's about getting strong and strength within ourselves that we might not have known what we had. When we talk about giving people power, in being Stoic, we're going to talk about power. To live our lives with a goal in mind, peace, and a view that stays the same no matter what is going on outside. What Stoicism teaches us, really give you power, comes from inside. It's not based on outside evidence or conditions. Instead, it helps us do what we can. To take charge of our actions to the world around us, think about this. How many times have you felt the power of your feelings being tossed around by anger, feeling frustrated or let down? Stoicism is a different way to live. It tells us to take a step back and ask, could I pick a better answer? Do I have the power not to see this way? And most of the time, the answer yes, because it makes sense that we can look at, figure out, and handle. Having this mental intelligence doesn't just change how we talk to each other. It changes how we live our lives. It gets stronger for us. Since we're no longer off track by every change in mood and easier to change, able to do well in a number of set of events. There is also freedom from the practice of Stoicism to think about oneself by looking at our choices often. The acts and responses. We learn more about things about who we are and reasons for. This practice of reflection not only helps us next time make smarter choices, but also encourages a deep sense of being aware of oneself, undying love for yourself. We learn to believe in ourselves, to rely on our own sense of direction instead of giving in by every storm that goes by. Lastly, Stoicism can give you power. Is about giving back for the greater good. Stoicism shows us that we are a part of a bigger group, and that our decisions affect other people by deciding to answer to things with calm and sense. We help make things more logical and a happy world. We show the way. Showing other people it's possible to deal with life's problems with strength and grace when they choose Stoicism. We get strong help with our quest to live a happy and healthy life. So as we keep going on this trip, let us remember because of the really strong that is inside us, ready to be put to use by following the classic advice of Stoicism. It's not just calm down when you're angry. It's about getting to a new level of strength and resiliency in individuals that changes everything about our lives. You don't have to hide how you feel. It's about getting it and taking charge of your feelings that gets things done and good for you. Stoicism helps us in many ways to not only face our feelings, but to change the way we do everything to deal with feelings, especially tough ones like anger. Let us break this down a bit. In being Stoic, one of the most important rules is that our feelings are mostly the result of our thoughts and decisions when we're mad. Usually, it's because we've made a choice about someone or something that they've done us wrong, that there has been unfairness, or that things shouldn't be this way. There is a great chance here. If we can change our minds, we can change how our feelings affect us, the power over our feelings. To begin, we look at these decisions are very. Ask yourself, what makes me think this is a bad situation? Is it something I can control? Could I look at this another way? This kind of questioning is at the heart of Stoic practice and helps grow a kind of mental strength that can be really freeing. Let's say you're stuck in traffic and feel that well-known rise in anger. A patient attitude would help you to think about that anger. You might think that being mad is good, won't make way for cars. May I use this time? Instead of being idle? Now might be a good time. To audio or a book on tape, all of things are still the same. But the way you see it has, and your mood has changed too. This is where the idea of love and duty or the love of fate comes into play. It's a tough attitude that makes you want to accept no matter what to take advantage of. Not just accepting it is what it's about. There is a deep respect for the way life goes, even when it takes place when you least expect it, when you begin to show love and faith. You're not just in charge of your anger better. You're working on a deep peace that comes from having faith that you can handle anything that comes your way besides Stoicism. Keeping your feelings in check means getting a strong sense of deep strength. Whenever you want not to lose your cool when you're mad, you make your character stronger. You start to get known for things with yourself as someone you can count on, stable and calm. This trust within is very important. It's what makes you feel good about yourself. And honesty in life. Don't forget the power of getting ready. Stoics have a big on getting ready mentally. Think about what could go wrong. No, this is not pessimism. It's smart common sense thinking ahead of time about what you could do with possible frustrations or situations that make you angry. You give yourself a set of tools for dealing with emotions when those times come up. You're not surprised. You have a plan. And you have practices like taking deep breaths, changing the way you think, or taking a step back to get a better picture. Taking control of your feelings. Not giving up isn't a quick fix. It takes a lifetime to do it. To think about oneself, work, and progress. It needs to be consistent. Being honest with oneself and the guts to stand up to how we feel in a very different way. But the benefits are huge. You not only take charge over your anger, these and other feelings, but you also get a calm and a strong will that can enormously improve how good your life is. Let's keep looking around these habits together and keep getting bigger in peace and understanding. As the day comes to a close, how to control our feelings, stiff upper lip. Remember that the way to peace inside isn't always easy, but each step you take is a move towards karma. Stronger you are. Thanks for being here with me. Right here at Stoic Journal, your participation and being there in this neighborhood are what really make it unique. If you want to learn more into the Stoic way of thinking, look at the movie that was suggested next to you on your screen. Let's keep getting better together. Taking on the problems and making them different turn chances into for growth personally. I'll see you there. And again, thanks for taking part of this trip.